So, many years ago, a young troublemaker came to the monastery. And I liked him because I was a troublemaker as well. And my mother had to worry a lot. And now my wife has to worry a lot. Not so, not as lot as it used to be. What is a troublemaker? When my 4-year-old son, he built a tower from wooden pieces. And he was very proud. At that moment, my 3-year-old son walked by and he pushed the tower into pieces. And the 4-year-old was very angry. And I asked the 4-year-old, "What did you do?" "I was building a tower." And I asked the 3-year-old, "What did you do?" And he said, "I'm looking for the pieces to build something." So actually, both were right. The 4-year-old already knew what the pieces were. But the 3-year-old, he had to look for the pieces and check out what it's made of. So both were right. What is a troublemaker? My 3-year-old is a 24/7 troublemaker. But what is he actually doing? He's checking out. He's re-examining. What is this? What is the smallest piece of this? Because then we can build something. That really is re-examination. What are we doing here when we sit on the cushion? When we walk? When we eat? Yeah, of course, it's meditation. Who cares? It's a fancy word. What are you actually really doing? So inside we have to be careful that we are not letting this troublemaker fall asleep. Because we need a troublemaker inside. Because he's checking out what it's made of, all the pieces. Because when we don't know, we cannot use it properly. That's why it's better to translate meditation by re-examination. Because at the very end, we do the same thing over again and over again. But now I become an old guy. So I tamed this troublemaker so I can use it. And that's very helpful. Or the monkey. Usually we call this the monkey in your brain. And your monkey is a little troublemaker. What do you want? Nowadays, everybody runs around. I want this, I want this. But when you have a very close look, it's not so easy. What do you really want? When you really would take care of yourself. Because this is your only resource you have. That's it. When you sit in this rustic and tiny monastery on the rooftop, that's all what it is. That's you. And if you like it or not, you have to use it. All what you have. My best advice is, why don't you run away? Why don't you escape from yourself? You can try. But is it actually possible? Because at the end, you arrive where you started. You sit, you eat, you sleep. Day by day. I often get asked, after many years of doing this, if I enjoy it. No, I don't like what I'm doing, really. Waking up so early. I have these long, long days. Sometimes I enjoy, sometimes I don't. Who cares? I'm chasing my passion. That's a really silly thing. Because my passion changes from day to day. So what is it that we are looking for? Often, what is the meaning of life? That's not the right question, because you're actually using the meaning of life every single moment. You don't have to look for it, you do it at every single moment. The better question is, am I using my meaning properly? What is wisdom? We are afraid to ask. The wise and holy ones, before, nowadays, and in the future, what is wisdom? What is your wisdom? Maybe you cannot say it directly, but often you know what it is not. That's why I don't like the word meditation, because we have no clue what it means. Usually we think of an Indian guy sitting cross-legged and just have an empty mind. I said this before. The next time when you're in church, nobody looks at the cross and asks, what is the right posture for meditation? The right posture for meditation is to be nailed to the cross. But we prefer a smiling Buddha, a good, fat, smiling Buddha. And we want to become a Buddha statue. How boring is that? When I was in the monastery, my monk brother often told me, I really like Jesus, that guy. And I was surprised. I said, well, it's the wrong place. It's a Japanese Zen Buddhist monastery. What's going on with Jesus? What did he do? They were asking me many, many questions of Jesus. I had no idea. And slowly. And I asked them about Buddha, and they had no idea. But at the end, you will be nailed to the cross. Every mother knows at the moment of birth. We know. In that case, Buddhism seems comfortable. You just get reincarnated, like in a video game. Get another life. Well, at the end, even Buddha was poisoned. That's how he died. And he knew it. How strange. Socrates was poisoned. And he knew it. Jesus knew at the very moment that he will be nailed to the cross. They all knew it. And they could have avoided it. But they didn't. How come? And you nailed yourself to this place for a week. And said, that's it. That's why a church or temple is a sacred place. It's a cross. So, are you using your wisdom properly? Because you're doing it with every single decision. That's your logos, the living word. Every single decision is the manifestation of your wisdom. So sometimes it's wise to take a rest. And sometimes it is wise to push it through. Sometimes it is wise to let go. And sometimes it is wise to hold fast and very tight. And you are doing this every time you make a decision. But at the moment you uttered the wish to become wise, at that very moment you already made a fool out of yourself. So you have to have the courage to be a troublemaker. And at the very same moment, to be a fool. Because only out of the fool and the troublemaker, a wise man will become alive. I wonder what Jesus did when he was in puberty. I wonder what kind of troublemaker Buddha was. He actually troubled the whole kingdom. That's a high-level troublemaker. It's good to check out and re-examine all the parts. Is there a soul? What means a soul? Something that is not changing at all. Do you have a soul? Do you have wisdom? When you want to become a wise man, you're on the fool's journey. That's why, if you ask me, I would say, let's enjoy 500 lifetimes as an old fox.